The worst capitalists in history.
Meet Gregor MacGregor, possibly the world's first wannabe white gangster rapper. Sorry, Robert Van Winkle. Gregor was born in Scotland in 1786 and he joins the British Army at 16. His daddy buys him a higher rank and he joins the 57th Foot Regiment, aka the Diehards. He marries a wealthy woman and buys another rank. He would party all the time, showing off his medals and uniform, saying that he was a knight, a colonel, and the chief of Clan MacGregor, but he wasn't far from his home and everyone was on to his bullshit. In 1809 he gets kicked out of the 57th Foot, and in 1811 his piggy bank of a wife dies. So he decides some Latin American adventures would earn him some street cred, and he heads to Venezuela to fight under General Francisco de Miranda. He tells him not only did he fight in the most badass unit of the most powerful army in the entire world, even though he never saw combat, he says he commanded them. And they believe it because he has the uniform and medals to back it up. So Miranda makes him a colonel for real, gets him to train the troops, and lead them in battle. Our boy finally sees combat for real, and all of his men die. But he's still hailed as a war hero because he fought bravely. He remarries to well-known revolutionary Simone Bolivar's niece in a shotgun-style wedding and is promoted to general. Times are good for our boy. He's partying, fighting, and fucking his way to fame, when one day he's partying in his manner, the Spanish attack in Venezuela falls. Like any wannabe gangster, he retreats to New Granada and pulls the same con with General Norino. But they lose before he even sees combat, and he retreats again. He goes to the Republic of Cartagena, where the Spanish invade again, and he retreats again. He goes to Jamaica, meets up with his uncle-in-law Bolivar. They decide to put an army together and invade Spanish-ruled Venezuela in 1816. After some back-and-forth battles, Bolivar finds himself retreating to a nearby town where he expects to find Gregor and 1,500 men. But Gregor, being Gregor, decides to retreat the minute he hears the Spanish are coming. He ends up leaving the Venezuelan army and decides he's going to steal part of Florida from the Spanish in order to build his own nation. He goes to Philadelphia to recruit some men to take over Amelia Island, but he lies to them and says that Spain said he could have it. When he gets there, he prints his own money and lives it up for a while, but then he hears the Spanish are coming, so he abandons his men in make-believe country. Look for part 2, where we're going to talk about his big con.
The worst capitalists in history.
So after Gregor MacGregor steals a part of Florida to make his phony country and retreats once he hears the Spanish are coming, he ends up in a part of Nicaragua called the Mosquito Coast in 1820. He meets with the leader of an indigenous tribe and trades rum and jewelry for a large, near inhospitable plot of land. And this is where the fun's about to start. He names this land Poyet and gives himself the title the Prince of Poyet. He heads back to Britain and tells people that Poyet is lush with fertile soil. He tells people that the environment will make them live longer. He even tells them that the indigenous people there love white people and that they want to become civilized. Colonizers will believe anything. He says that they'll work hard for low pay and they'll never ask for a raise. All you have to do is buy a plot of land and you'll be given a title and live like a lord. He gets 70 people to sign up for this. They sell their homes and pack up. But gold is heavy and not easy to travel with. So again he prints his own money and he gets them to trade their gold for a fake currency. Now here's where most common would probably leave with the money and tell their marks, go meet me at the docks at X time tomorrow. But not Gregor. In 1823, these first 70 people head out for their months-long trip across the Atlantic. When they get there, they almost immediately realize they've been conned. They find the leader of the indigenous tribe who tells them, yeah, I gave Gregor land, but there's nothing here for you, and you being stuck here is not my problem. Now remember, these are aristocrats. They actually know nothing of manual labor or building from scratch. All they know is taking from others, colonizing. These are wealthy people that are homeless in the middle of the jungle. They're starving at this point, and they start getting really sick with infection, yellow fever, malaria. They're in survival mode now. It's dog eat dog. If you get sick, you get your belongings stolen. They wait months for the second ship to arrive, and it's carrying 250 new people. They think they're saved, but here's the kicker. The captain says he wasn't paid to take anyone back, and all they have is fake Poyet currency. So they get left there too. A group of the survivors travel 500 miles to the British colony of Honduras, and they send help. And it was just in time because Gregor had sent 5 more ships filled with 1,000 people, but they were able to be recalled. 2/3 of the people stranded ended up dying. In 1823, the story of his con reaches London, and again he hightails it. He hides out in Paris where he's eventually caught and imprisoned, but he gets acquitted. So he goes back to Venezuela where he's still held in high regard. The Prince of Poyet, Gregor MacGregor, made the equivalent of about 3.6 billion pounds today, or $4.8 billion. There's something just bittersweet and hilariously evil about his story. Capitalism kills.